I can remember paying more attention to things because I'd lie awake at night and listen to night sounds and things like that I know I didn't do before. Of course, as time goes by, then I start using it more functionally all the time.
It's not that I hear any better, and that's really a misconception. A lot of people think we hear better. We don't really hear better, we just listen more.
When I would go home to visit, it's dead silent because we're out like a ways from the city, and so there's absolutely no noise, anything. So sometimes that's a little creepy.
You have to be, in a way, sort of more attentive to sounds in the city because, it could mean the difference between getting run over by a taxi or not. Just as a sort of self-defense mechanism, I think sometimes you have to shut down a little bit in order to kind of be able to, pay attention to what you need to do in order to sort of maneuver. And that's definitely a big adjustment. And definitely, both orally and psychologically, is something that, for me, sometimes is hard to just step in and out of.
I don't like to walk on busy streets because I just find the constant noise of traffic and big trucks to be extremely annoying.
When I walk through the city and my friend is walking next to me and we have a normal talk, I'm so quickly stressed and I can't really focus on what this person is saying.
Sometimes cars are pretty silent these days, especially the electronic ones, but even those with a standard gasoline engine are a lot quieter than they used to be.
The metro in the underground, when there are American people, they are always louder. They don't realize this.
Be the space station.
It feels like hell when I'm in the middle of a human crowd. If many people talking to each other at the same time, it's really hard.
I have trouble with a lot of noise. Like even if I go to an activity where there are a lot of people and it's and there are a lot of people talking, I get really worn out. A lot of noise really, really wears me out.
I get a little cranky if the noise is. I get a little cranky, and I find that I'll withdraw. I'll withdraw into myself, and because I can't communicate. So then I just tune it out, and that's because that's the only way I can find to cope.
When I hear music, then I cannot not listen, especially classical music.
I can't have background music. There's no such thing for me.
We come home and you're just a little bit tired from answering questions for the IRS, and we would oftentimes just turn on the stereo and relax with dinner and after dinner. But somehow we've gotten away from that, and neither of us can really explain why.
Snow has been described, and aptly so as the blind man's fog. Very disorienting. You can get lost in your own driveway in the snow. Newly fallen snow does two things. It mats it dampens all the sound, mutes it right down. Not only that, then it changes the topography of things a bit, too, under your feet. So between those two things, it's why I'm in California in the winter.
The old TVs, they made a whistle. It's something about the video. And I could walk by houses where the screen door might be open in the summertime and not even hear the voice from the TV, but I could tell they had one on, and I could even tell if the picture was bad by the sound that it made.
Sound plays an important role in tennis, as far as hearing the ball bounce off the racket and hearing the other players' footsteps. How they're shuffling their feet and getting in position and reading their position, and the way that the ball comes off the racket can tell you a lot.
I've done a lot of transcription recently of musicians, and I do a lot of transcription of other people in my day job too. And almost across the board, and this is with a large sample size, musicians speak more clearly and complete their sentences in ways that most other people don't. And to me, that's the product of actually listening to themselves, and that they're aware of how they sound, and they're hearing themselves in a way that other people don't.
She dropped a grape on the floor one time, and I heard it, and I said, don't forget to pick that up, and she didn't even hear it drop.
If I'm in a room and I start like concentrating on the ventilation system or the heating system, the humming of something that people had not necessarily noticed.
I have a sound machine, actually, that if I can't sleep and I really have to get to sleep, I will turn on the sound machine. God, it actually has 7 sounds, but the ones I like best are the ocean and the train.
Do you know people who do this, where they'll sort of throw in these parenthetical remarks at like double the speed that they normally talk? The volume.
Shoes on the sand. Oh, shoes on the sand.
Any sound that's interrupting in its nature.
When people crack their knuckles.
Nails on a blackboard.
I hate leaf blowers.
Very large machinery slamming through the streets.
Construction noise.
Jackhammers.
A loud humming fan.
Dentist drills.
High-pitched frequencies from TV tubes and such.
She hacked up a lung for 6 hours a day.
A neighbor a few houses back is always calling her dog at a certain time of day.
Insincere voices.
If somebody speaks primarily with the vocal fry.
The standard argument against taxing the wealthy is taxing the wealthy don't do anything. And they're the ones who invest and make it the people who press this most are economists.
But you don't have time to play seek and find.
There's an article in one of the major journals by a well-known Harvard economist.
And why do tiny cupcakes take so long to make?
There's no economic theory or any other, but
I mean, I'm a big fan of silence, really.
When it's very pure snow, it's very different sound.
The sound of snowflakes falling on a snow-covered ground.
The sound of walking on a carpet.
The hammock.
Running water.
The river.
Rivers.
Our cat has bells.
Very careful steps of a cat.
The wood thrush has got to be the most beautiful sound in the world.
When the birds start singing in the morning.
Wind in leaves.
When the wind picks up.
Sound of my grandchildren laughing.
Family and friends talking and laughing.
Waves of the sea.
The sound of waves.
Violent weather.
Sounds that I can feel.
Heavy machinery.
I like many sounds.